What's up, y'all, man? It's your boy Darius the Great again with another special edition of Darius the Great Deep Dive. So I have a question, man. So I know y'all know is everybody else in here like me a WWE fan, a wrestling fan? I'm just a wrestling fan overall. You know, WWE, TNA, WCW. My favorite era, of course, is the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars era. Even though I was watching it in the late 80s and the early 90s, kind of around 92, 93, I kind of trailed off a little bit from, wrestling. I got into NBA and football, NFL, but then I came back in like 95 when Nitro first was debuted on Monday night in 1995. I remember the first episode in Minnesota. It was the Mall of Americas, and Lex Luger showed up, and then, of course, with the NWO storyline, everything, and how it developed, and it changed the course of wrestling history. But I got a question, man. And we in the social media era right now. Everybody knows, different pundits on social media and different figures on social media. But I got a question. What if Dr. Umar Johnson joined the WWE? Now, I know it sounds wild, but hear me out, right? Umar, I think he's like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. Big man. He's having financial woes right now. Apparently, he's offering people or women $500. Well, he's letting them take him out on a date for $500. He was on social media asking for money, saying his account got hacked, and he just looked like he's going through financial things. You know what I mean? Some financial stress. And the thing about Umar, he's a natural when it comes to talking. He's humorous, and I don't think he understands his comedic timing. He's like a comedian to me. He's like an entertainer naturally. So you add the element of him being a natural entertainer and his physical attributes. I don't know. Wrestling has always thrived on characters who blurred the line between reality and entertainment. From Muhammad Ali, aspiring wrestlers in the 70s, to The Rock and Stone Cold cutting electrifying promos in the 90s, to Logan Paul stepping in the ring today. It's like wrestling always feeds off controversy and charisma and larger-than-life personalities. And if we keep it in a buck, man, Dr. Umar, he checks all those boxes. So let's look at it like from the business side. The WWE loves crossover stars. Bad Bunny wrestled, the Latino fan base tuned in, Logan Paul wrestled, the YouTube generation showed up. Umar could bring in a totally different demographic. Social media activists, HBCU alumni, people who don't even watch wrestling will tune in just to see what wild thing he might say next. His viral clips already dominant, from TikTok and IG. Imagine him cutting promos on Monday Night Raw. Instead, in instant trending topics, and let's not even talk about the merch, the t-shirts with the quotes like "No Stove Bunnies Allowed" or Hotep Mania, like Hotep Mania would sell like crazy. And if it's just people buying it, it's ironically, the character of Umar, right? In wrestling, the most money is usually made by the heels, the villains who get under people's skin, the antagonists, Umar will be perfect for that. Picture him walking out with a megaphone, talking to the audience, berating the audience, being about them being culturally unconscious and things of that nature, clowning wrestlers with blonde vedettes, or pointing at interracial couples in the crowd, yelling "disgrace." The boos, all that will rain down every night. And that's exactly what the WWE wants. They want raw emotion. They want live reaction. So the storyline, to me, could be the Conscious Collective, where Umar forms his own faction like the modern-day Nation of Domination, calling themselves the Conscious Collective. They feud with popular baby faces like The New Day or Logan Paul, accusing them of being puppets of the system, calling them sellouts. He can go after black wrestlers. He could say, roasting like Bobby Lashley, Montez Ford, or even Bianca Belair. It will cause controversy, but the storyline will have people, tuned in. Also, another turn, it could be a shocking babyface turn, after months of being the most hated man in wrestling. Imagine a corporate back heel faction turning on Umar, beating him down, and suddenly the fans are cheering for him, and he's the underdog fighting the WWF machine, like a total 180, or he could revive the Nation of Domination where he attacks and calls out Farouk Ron Simmons, the original leader of the Nation Domination, and accused him of betraying black people, but later teaming up with the likes of Bradshaw as the APA. He could tell Farouk, yo, you sold the culture for beer money, and that's the nation's legacy was wasted. And that promo alone could be an instant viral moment. Then picture Umar and his new faction attacking Farouk on TV. You know, it would cause crazy heat. The fans will be booing and things of that nature, right? So I look at it from an instance of the pros and the cons of this, right? The pros, he instantly be top heel in the company. He'll be a top level heel. He already has a fan base. He always has a demographic who follows him. The WWE will get viral content every week with his theatrics and his tone and everything. It could draw new money and new fans from a different demographic. The merchandising potential is huge. The cons is he is controversial. It could backfire if fans take it too literal. Real world backlash from people who don't understand the performance aspect of it. And physically wrestling is no joke, so not sure, Umar might not be able to take the bumps. He's not a young man, he's I think like late 40s, I think. So it could also blur the line between parody and propaganda. But if it worked, it could be bigger than just wrestling. It could bring conversation about race, identity, culture to mainstream sports entertainment, just like wrestling used the Cold War villains in the 80s and anti-established rebels and anti-establishment rebels in the Attitude Era. Umar and the WWE could embody the culture wars of today, controversial but historic, right? So the question is, would you watch if Dr. Umar Johnson was in the WWE as the ultimate heel? You know what I mean? And I have a thing of a promo, sample of a promo where it could be like, we use AI and with Umar cutting a promo as a heel. I'm going to put it in here in a video. And y'all tell me what y'all think, man. What y'all think about this? Is this, am I tripping? Or this could be something that can actually work? So Triple H, should he reach out and tap in with Umar, man? Let me know, man. It's your boy Darius the Great. So listen to this promo I'm about to, put in and get back at me. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of the dysphoria, I did not come to the WWE to entertain you. I did not come to dance, shuck and jive for your amusement. I came here for accountability. And let me start with the man who failed black people in this very ring, a man who once stood for power, for pride, for the nation of domination, and threw it all away to drink beer with a redneck named Bradshaw. Farouk Ron Simmons. You, sir, betrayed your people. You traded in a throne for a six-pack, you had a movement, and you sold it for peanuts. I know y'all booing. Don't boo the truth. You turned the nation of domination into the APA. Acolytes are playing around. You could have built the empire for our people, but you aligned yourself with Bradshaw and became his bodyguard. You failed the culture. You failed the children. You failed the ancestors. And that is why I, Dr. Umar Johnson, am resurrecting the nation, the real nation, but not with sellouts, not with entertainers, not with corporate pawns, with soldiers of consciousness, with warriors of integrity, with men who cannot be bought or bossed. We will not shake hands with oppressors. We will not entertain snow bunnies. We will not be corrupted by Vince McMahon's blood money.